This guy ever since then has been on death row, and the detective who put him there now realizes that he's innocent. But there's nothing he can really do.
Wait, because the detective was like, wait, I finally realized this case. I f***ed up.
So there's this crazy, really sad story that I read, because you know I love sad stories where like someone dies.
Yeah. I'm drawn to those too.
Yeah, I'm very partial. But
Ryan loves sad. This has been a whole day of sad.
He's led by sadness, Inside Out 2. Call back.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
What was that?
You missed one of the best videos we've ever done.
Best video ever.
Really?
Probably the best video we've done.
When was the last time you blow your load by yourself?
For a streaming We're probably going to win the streaming this year because of that one.
Oh, we got you did a streaming one?
Yeah.
We did a couple. We did like 3 of them yesterday.
I'm surprised they never invite us.
We did a group hug after. We were glad that you weren't here.
Oh, that's great. Okay. So
We
this
took
is
a group
about
picture to save for that moment, and you were here.
We did this, and it was an empty spot. It was for Jason Cheney because he came up with the idea.
Yeah, Cheney's bit.
he was
so
here.
His spirits.
All right, so it's about this guy named Robert Roberson.
Robert Roberson.
Oh my God, these guys, 12-year-olds over here.
Yeah,
What is this?
Joe's been doing shots since 11 o'clock.
Robert Roberson III.
Well, that's even worse.
Stop fucking making fun of this guy.
Leave him alone.
Not with the stutter.
It's a legacy name.
Robert Roberson.
This was in 2003 that this guy was convicted and sentenced to death row. What? You guys want to laugh?
Continue. Don't leave. Don't skip all the information.
The joy is sapped.
He's in death row. Okay, this guy, 2003.
He must have done something
Death Row
wrong.
Records.
Yeah, he was convicted of killing his 2-year-old daughter.
Oh.
This was in Palestine, Texas.
A lot of things happening in Palestine. Huh?
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Jeez. His daughter, he was. You guys heard about shaken baby syndrome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you fucking shake the shit out of the fucking baby, so that and then they die.
syndrome.
And then they die.
Nailed it.
Cause you're like, shut up, you fucking baby, shut the fuck up.
Is this like Treadmill Dad?
What's Treadmill Dad?
You remember Treadmill Dad?
Oh, the one that was like
no.
who ran him to death, pretty much.
That's crazy. Yeah. So this guy was he was sentenced to death row, and then so he's a 57-year-old guy. His baby. He actually brought the kid into the hospital after she had. He said he found her unconscious and fell out of the bed. So the kid itself was described as very sick. So the doctors were prescribing her with this medication called Phenergan, which is I guess like something they don't really prescribe anymore, and also gave her codeine.
That's not good.
Yeah, which
So
is
the doctors overdosed the baby and then blamed it on him?
So the following night, she went to sleep next to her dad, woke up, and he found her unconscious.
Oh shit!
And then through the investigation, this is what they found. Basically, Robert had been given custody of her by the grandparents after the mother denied custody. Oof. When they went to interview Robert about what happened, he seemed really like cold about it. So that was kind of like a red flag. And they were like, when they interviewed people that know him, they said he kind of has a bad temper. And when they looked up when they did the autopsy, they were like, oh, it looks like shaken baby syndrome. Turns out eventually by 2003, shaken baby syndrome has been deemed not reliable as a way of babies dying. It's kind of debunked now.
By 2003?
Did you know that? I didn't know that at all.
I didn't know that until right now.
So they don't use that anymore. That's no longer.
So you could go back to shaking babies now?
You shake them all you
Well,
want.
it's no longer able to be determinable as like that's how the baby died. It's still a thing that you shouldn't do, obviously, but it's not. It can't be used as like a valid cause of death now. Since 2003.
Don't shake the baby though, man.
Because if you ever held a baby in your hands, you're like, dude, you could kill this baby like easily.
Unless they're crying too much.
This guy ever since then has been on death row, and the detective who put him there now realizes that he's innocent. But there's nothing he can really do.
Wait, because the detective was like, wait, I finally realized this case. I fucked up.
He realizes it now.
That he fucked up?
What, how do you just suddenly realize that even when the thing is debunked like 20 years ago?
Because the way that times have changed, the reason that he was cold about the baby being dead is because they found out that he's autistic.
He's autistic?
The baby is autistic?
No,
Robert Roberson.
Robert Roberson the third.
Roberson.
Oh.
They found out that he's because back then they didn't really, they're just looking at you like, oh, you're a fucking cold motherfucker.
Yeah.
But now they have like mental assessments and they're finding out that it's not that he's cold.
He's artistic.
That's just his thing. Like,
What about, did they find out the culprit of the baby's death? Is it the medication?
detective strongly believes it's the codeine. They get the big codeine.
Yeah, you're not supposed to give a baby codeine. That's for rappers and shit.
They don't think that that's now that shaken baby syndrome is not deemed to be a possibility. That's the only other thing it could be. But he actually claims that he didn't do it. But most of the evidence is like really showing that he probably didn't.
Are you telling me that scientists like shook babies a shitload and they're like
Inconclusive.
No data found.
Yeah, I guess.
we shook a baby for 38 hours.
And then someone else is out there like, but what's your sample size? If it wasn't at least 1,000 babies,
Out of
you
1,200
can't.
babies,
That's
99
not real
survived.
science.
Here's the crazy thing. It says that the doctor who even thought of that term, shaken baby syndrome, the doctor that like through his study,
He was autistic.
he might have been, but he actually is the one saying that it's been used mainly to imprison innocent people.
Whoa. That's a little too on the nose.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? That it's being more misused than it is like, it's like a lazy, what is it called? Like a lazy...
Like your miscellaneous drawer?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where to put any of this. Just put it in a miscellaneous drawer.
What's more poetic justice in the empathetic way to a person who's autistic? Compensation for a guy who's been on death row for 20 years? Or justice to the guy who put him there?
If you're autistic, compensation. I don't think they give a fuck about
this is
eye for an eye.
This is what the detective said. He said, I think if it would have been properly investigated, we wouldn't be sitting here now. Probably it was bad losing her. I would do anything now to bring her back.
And then also, it's been 20 years. Did this detective just find out that the dude's possibly autistic? Like, what, did he have like a dream and then wake up with some sort of euphoric, like...
Aha moment.
Yeah, aha? Like, what? It's not like suddenly we like last month discovered that people with autism have different emotional calibration.
What it looks like is that he did his investigation, gathered all the evidence, but based on the interviews from other people that were like talking about the character of Robert, it was like the jury was basically like they believed that he did it.
So it's the jury's fault. Let's blame them.
Let's shake them.
Yep.
Check him up.
The reason why he's in life in prison is because of you guys. You judge this person to go die and rot in jail.
The only thing that makes me feel good about this is the idea. You guys seen the movie Boondock Saints? Remember they're sitting in the prison for a second and then they have there's a storm and then they wake up at the same time because there's like a godly vision where they understand their purpose. That's the only thing that excuses something like this in terms of like a detective suddenly being like 20 years later like, aha, he must have been autistic, because like that research has been out, you know what I mean, whether it be the debunked or the autism, like feeling cold if you don't understand what's going on, like, or codeine, giving that to a kid. All the variables exist and are not new research.
Too bad that dream never happened to Kamala Harris, because we know she put a guy behind bars and she laughed about it, and he was completely innocent. And I'm trying to lap up all the propaganda I can get about it. Because it affects my crypto.
So the detective is working together with Robert's lawyer to try to get him a new trial. But
Damn.
who knows how that's gonna go.
Kudos to our justice system, huh?
Yeah, it was because the one of the
I like the neck clap, like,
there was
do
an
like that.
interview. There's an interview that was saying that like, oh, I've seen Robert spank the kid and shake her and also threaten to kill her.
Oh.
So I guess
Those are strong pieces of evidence too.
yeah.
Could you lead with that evidence next time before I get fucking passionate about the system being all fucked up?
Yeah, your empathy, empath.
But also because of stuff when you guys know, like when there's
I had my aha moment right now.
when there's a custody battle, some things can just be said that may not be true.
yeah, but I'll kill you. It's pretty crazy.
Well, there's no recording of him saying that. That's just what they said. He said.
Okay.
Sometimes people just say things and they don't mean it.
This isn't like Allison Chow and Annie's Hot Mom type stuff, you know? This is like
Wood.
Annie's hot mom. You're digging the grandma.
She probably young too.
Have you seen her? Wood.
WOULD. All day, all day. Put them in my face, and I close my eyes, and I'll forget whatever happened after that.
I put a bag over my head so I fuck her.